Okay, this is the trail that I'm working on, or hope to be working on. It's going to be a project based on erosion prevention, and this is where the trail connects with the main trail, Patriots Path, running past Dean Road over here, and going over to the Mendham Health and Racquet Club straight through here. So I'm just going to walk along and I'll show you what we're going to do. So the trail starts out, it's very, very muddy here. During the winter, like now, it's frozen over, so you can kind of see that the whole area has been iced over, where the mud was actually pretty deep. The water's pretty deep around here. I don't really know why the stump is here, but we could clear it out and hopefully put corduroy through this area. We have lots of spare branches all over the ground, trees that have been knocked down in windstorms and things like that we could easily cut up and use for corduroy, so it's going to be pretty low budget, we think. We could get kids using saws and things, try and cut up the wood, make an axe yard. I think that would be great. And then through here is another place where we need a lot of corduroy. This whole area, once again, is all muddy, so you can see with all the ice on the ground and the leaves. Keep walking through here, it's all a lot of roots, but we can't do much about that. But maybe the height of the corduroy will offset the roots. The trail runs right parallel to rivers, or perpendicular to rivers that cut through, and they go straight to the main wetland over here. And that's what we're going to try and preserve here. As we keep walking, the trail kind of mellows out. It's not so muddy through this area. It gets up a little higher. Here it once again cuts through the main river, as you can see. There's a very large log here we could use to cut up and clear out of the trail. As we keep going, here we get to the first area where the trail really dips down pretty low. Obviously we get a lot of mud in this area, and you can see down here, this is all mud that's just been frozen over. The river goes right through there, across the trail, out to the main stream, which is pretty visible here. Keep walking, the trail forks here. We're thinking about picking one of the sides, probably the left side, because it seems to be a little less difficult to get across. It's still very muddy, both sides are, but by putting corduroy down and things, we think we'll be able to make it a little better. There's a large route that runs through here. I'm just going to walk on that. And it dips down pretty far. It probably dips down about 2.5 feet from the main level of the trail to cut across this area and through the wetland. Keep walking here, and this is a really, really bad area for mud. The ice you can see clean through to the ground. It's probably 2-3 inches of mud or water over the ground. This area definitely needs a lot of corduroy done to it. That would be a pretty substantial part. Here the trail splits. We think we'll take this side. It's a lot less muddy than the other side. The other side could be used to let the water kind of run off into the stream, because the stream is right there. It's right next to this area. So that would be nice. Keep going, and see, this is another low set area where there's a lot of mud. And yeah, this is just requires some corduroy to get across there. Keep walking. This is another dip in the trail. We might be able to run a little bit of a crossing here, a little bridge or something, just to get through, because it dips down once again another like foot or so and runs straight to the stream. It's in a little delta area where it splits out, and that's the other river running straight up to the Mendham Commons, which are straight through the trees there. Keep walking forward, and here's another big wet area where we could put corduroy down. You can see it's all depressed from people's feet walking in it. It's just kind of ruining the area, and I think that by putting corduroy down, we could really help the erosion in the area to become less severe, because it's kind of ruining the grass and everything. Here's a major area where I think we could do some crossing, get a bridge or something, because this is an actual running river that we don't want to impede on. So it runs straight through the river again. We could get some sort of primitive bridge to get across here, hopefully starting like around here, straight across, out and stopping somewhere around the middle there. Not too long, because it'll take a while to do, but this whole area here is the worst in the trail as far as water. It's very deep here. It runs up along. And then keep walking, you see The trail forks here. This side's very muddy and grassy. We'd want to keep that the way it is. It's all wetlands. Stay on this side. This seems to be more of an obvious trail area. You can walk through here, and it's not so bad. Once again here, it seems to mellow out. Doesn't get so muddy or anything, and you can kind of walk through here. There's a lot of leaf cover, so we'll just keep walking through here for a second. Get to the next part of the trail. Okay, here it gets kind of muddy again. It gets low down in the leaves and kind of gets stuck because stuff runs through here. As you can see, there's litter here. This is a beer can, but there's a lot of litter all over the sides of the trail. We could definitely get someone to pick that up. That would be great. Keep walking through, and you can see that it gets muddy again over by this major river where there's actually a concrete pipe up here where some of the storm drains we think drain. The Mendon Plywood area is over here, and we believe that the storm drain comes right from there. It's dumping from the surrounding area into these rivers that were built for this. Okay, and here's a crossing someone else must have put here. It's a good sized crossing. It could use either just repositioning, or we can make our own and take this one away because it's looking kind of old and messed up. So this is an actual stream that runs through. And this goes all the way down and joins up with the main stream over here. Okay, and here's off the trail, but this is the wetlands area. That's where all the water is. It's very marshy and lots of tall grass, so we don't want to cut through there. We're just going to keep walking over here. This is really big roots, but it's going to have to deal with it. Here the water gets pretty deep again. Luckily for me, it's frozen over right now, but this is a whole big puddle that's usually here, where it'll just suck your shoes off. The mud is so deep. And yeah, the trail splits here. We'll probably just do both sides, put corduroy down. A lot of corduroy in this project, but we have the room for it. We have the branches for it, so if we have the manpower, we'll be able to do it. This is where the bamboo starts up. This is really at the beginning of the trail. I started back to front. So the beginning of the trail is right through here, and this is where all the bamboo is. At the moment, in the winter, it's all decayed and it's kind of, dying off. In the spring, it'll come right back, but it seems to be that the wind took down some of it. It looks like it's been pushed down, beaten down by the wind, so now it's completely across the trail, just like it is in the summer. But in the summer, it's green and it kind of arches over, so we're hoping to try and trim this stuff down so that you can walk through it and hopefully find a way to keep it trimmed so you can use the trail again. This whole area has been beaten down. You walk through this way. Snow got deep here because it gets higher up off the ground. There's all sorts of cans and bottles in here, as you can see. There's a lot of litter in this area of the trail right at the beginning. And we get through, and there's more mud here, straight down. There's an iced tea bottle here I think I'll pick up right now, but a lot of stuff like that around. And so a lot of sticks and things on the ground, and this is the end of the trail. Walk straight out here. There's a tree where it forks off. On this side it goes out to the parking lot, like this. And on this side it goes once again out to the other side of the parking lot, around, and here's a storm drain right here at the opening of the trail. I'll get a better view of that. But this is where the trail actually starts. There's a storm drain right there. On the other side is where the pipelines run through. That's why the flags are there, and the other opening of the trail. So that's basically it. The trail's somewhere around 400 feet long. Most of the project's going to be the few crossings we want to do and corduroy to put down. We think it's going to be mostly an erosion prevention project or control of the erosion, and we're going to try and protect the marshland, maybe put some signs up, make it more user-friendly, and also make it more well-known as a protected area that no one should litter in or anything. Try and keep it clean for a while, and that's basically it. Thank you.